Picture this. It's roughly 15 years ago and a new object enters our life. Not just any object, but one imbued with a powerful force. It promises us to connect us to distant galaxies, bring us incredible knowledge and power right into our palm. And yet it holds a dark side that could control us, consume our time and command our attention. And the worst of it, without us even realizing it. Does it ring any bell? No? Let me show you. Whew, that was scary. Of course, I'm talking about the smartphone, or just phone by now, because, we had it for a while. By the way, it wasn't the title. Now you might think I'm about to tell you to disable all your notifications, delete all your social media apps and switch your screen to grayscale. But let's be honest, how many times we heard those tips and yet here we are. Now, today I want to show you how to master this power with some tips and methods I learned through a lot of trial and errors during the years. Some of them may seem counterintuitive, but believe me, they're valid. Okay, let's start with an easy one that is often discussed, but I have some novelty tips. You don't need your phone on you all the time. Do you need your phone on your desk while you're working? No. You can have it inside your bag, your purse, or you can have it in another room if, like me, you work from home, for example. A while ago I installed this charging station. It's right in the center of the house, so my devices are always charged and they are pretty easy to reach whenever I truly need them, but not so easy for that cases where I'm doing something else where I'm not supposed to use the phone. Wait, I know what you're all thinking. There is a place where it's virtually impossible to not use the phone, the bathroom. I still struggle with this. Plus the charging station is right beside the bathroom, but I didn't have any other places. But please, believe me, if you conjure up the power to resist the temptation, you're going to be out in no time. I know what you're thinking. You're like me and you get the best ideas ever, always when you're in the bathroom. So that's why I invented the poo pad, which is basically just a notepad with a funny name. Very funny name. I'm very proud of this. It basically lives here on the wall right beside the throne. So whenever I get some ideas for a video, for example, or I need to write it down something that I need to do for the house, maybe I can take my poo pad, the pen, and write it down pretty easily. And then later I can transfer it on my calendar or my task manager. Needless to say, you don't need your phone on your night table. You know the drill. If you need an alarm, use an analog alarm clock, a smartwatch, a smart pen, and just read something before going to bed. A book, a manga, whatever you like. You're gonna be fast asleep in no time. But now let's move on to something more hot. Notification. The usual advice is to disable all your notifications so you can live a free life. To me, that works exactly in the opposite way. I tried disabling all my notifications except the Google Calendar and the Task Manager one. And I ended up opening all the applications all the time to check if someone wrote me or sent me something, and then, without noticing, 45 minutes of my life gone. Ciao. That's why you should leave your notification active, but not everyone. And you need to choose which one wisely. Let's take Instagram, for example. Instead of opening the app and hoping that the algorithm works and show you some content that you actually want to watch, you can activate the notification for your favorite creator, like Cold Kirwan, OMG Adrian, or Chris Camarano. So, whenever you want to hang out on social media for 5 minutes, which is completely fine, you already know what to watch, and then you can leave the app satisfied without thinking, what the f***? Another thing related to Instagram that helps a lot is on the Reel tab. You can choose to switch from the For You section to the Following section. So you can actually watch the content from the people that you follow and not video constructed with the sole purpose of hook you and leave you dissatisfied. But it's not only Instagram. You can get pretty granular nowadays on which notification and how you receive it. So try to understand which app do you use the most and think about what notification you want to receive and how. Personally, besides Instagram, my TikTok notifications are disabled, my YouTube one are active but only on the creator that I choose to follow. My WhatsApp notifications are mostly disabled, except for family members and best friends, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Bonus tip, if you have an iPhone, besides setting up focus mode, which I'm not going to discuss in this video because it can be a video on its own, you can activate the scheduled summary. So basically all your notifications, the ones that are still enabled, will arrive at a specific time that you can choose. For example, I have two set, and one is at lunch break and another one is in late evening. But let's take it a step bit further. Even with the notification manager, it is so easy to find ourselves using the social media apps more than we like. I mean, they are done for that. That's why in order to defeat an app, you need another app. I'm talking about those apps that lock you out from social media or any other apps that you choose to lock. There are a ton of them these days, some free, some paid, some very expensive. At first, to be honest, I didn't like the idea to have to download an app to use less other apps. I was using the iPhone function, but it's very easy to bypass, plus you can personalize it very much. I don't have any specific app to suggest you. Right now I'm using Jomo, because it's free. The premium feature are not that necessary. The apps works pretty fine. In the end, I don't think it really matters which app you use. Choose the one you like the most based on your criteria. The only thing you need to do with it is set up intention. See, whenever I open up one of those apps that I decided to block, I get this screen that asks me how much time I want to use the app. This is the moment you need to pay attention. Based on what you want to do, like wind down for 5 minutes on Instagram or watching a YouTube video, you need to decide prior how much time you want to spend in the app. And be honest with yourself, you already know that 2 minutes isn't going to suffice. Usually I pick 5 minutes if I want to watch content on Instagram and 15 if I want to watch a YouTube video. Which, by the way, I find it immensely more satisfying than watching 25 reels. I still have one tip, which isn't for everyone, so that's why I'm going to leave it for last. But before that, I want you to pay attention to one thing. I don't know if you know this, but all the things we discuss until now are linked by a common thread, being conscious. It doesn't matter which app do you use or where do you decide to keep your phone. This solution may work for me, but maybe they don't work for you. In the end, what truly makes a difference is to decide when, where and how use these devices. It's the hardest part, by far. And I know for experience that it's so easy to focus on finding the best hack possible to cut down your social media use, instead of paying attention on the why you're using those apps in this way. Maybe you're avoiding something or someone because you're scared, tired, or just discouraged. Understanding that is going to help you immensely, believe me, because I've been there. So in the end, don't be too strict with yourself, just be conscious. But now, on to the last tip. Set up what I call a specialty device. But what is a specialty device? It's essentially a device that is dedicated to some specific task and free from the usual distraction. No social media, no work email, no endless notification. For me, it's this used iPad mini that I picked up a while ago for $300. And what do I do with it? I use it primarily for reading manga, PDF, article, you name it. I also use it for browsing when I need to look up something quickly. It's my focused device, like a quiet room in my digital house. A place where I can go to think, learn and get things done, but without the usual noise, digital noise in this case. Personally, I find it very useful, but I would suggest you to buy an iPad just for this reason. Maybe if you have an old tablet or even a phone laying around in the house, you can try it and then later decide if it's something that works for you or not. Okay, that was the last tip. See you in the next one. Ciao!